In the late 1970s, a nightmare began in the Soviet Union. Children started disappearing. Young women vanished without a trace. Bodies were discovered in forests, mutilated in ways investigators had never seen before. For 12 years, the killer remained free. Police arrested the wrong man, investigations collapsed, and the murders continued. The man responsible, Andrei Chikatilo, a quiet schoolteacher who would become known as the Butcher of Rostov. Andrei Chikatilo was born in 1936 in a small village in what was then the Soviet Union. His childhood was shaped by war, famine, and poverty. The region had been devastated by World War II, leaving millions struggling to survive. Stories from the time claimed children were kidnapped and eaten during famine. Whether true or not, those stories haunted Chikatilo's childhood. He grew up shy, socially awkward, and deeply isolated. As an adult, Chikatilo became a teacher. To neighbors and co-workers, he appeared ordinary, quiet, reserved, but behind that normal appearance, disturbing fantasies were beginning to grow. In 1978, Chikatilo committed his first known murder. His victim was a 9-year-old girl he met near a train station. He lured her to an isolated area outside the city. What happened next shocked investigators. The child was brutally attacked and stabbed repeatedly. It was a level of violence that police struggled to understand, but at the time, investigators had no idea who they were looking for. And the murders didn't stop. Over the next several years, more bodies were discovered. Teenagers, children, young women. Most were found in forests near train routes around the city of Rostov-on-Don. Investigators realized something horrifying. They weren't looking for separate crimes. They were hunting a serial killer. But there was one problem. Authorities in the Soviet Union believed serial killers were a Western phenomenon. Because of this belief, the investigation moved slowly. Police arrested hundreds of suspects. In one tragic mistake, an innocent man was even executed after being falsely accused. Meanwhile, Chikatilo continued killing. He used train stations to find victims. Many were runaways or vulnerable teenagers. He would approach them politely, start a conversation, and offer to walk with them. Then he would lead them into nearby woods, where the nightmare would begin again. By the mid-1980s, the number of victims kept rising. Investigators formed a special task force. Thousands of people were questioned, but the killer remained hidden. Then investigators noticed something strange. Several witnesses had described a man seen near crime scenes, a thin man, wearing glasses, carrying a briefcase. That man was Andrei Chikatilo. In 1990, police began secretly monitoring train stations. They were looking for suspicious behavior. One officer noticed something unusual, a man repeatedly approaching young people, then leaving alone. That man was Chikatilo. He was detained for questioning. At first, investigators didn't have enough evidence, but eventually, psychological interrogation techniques broke in. Chikatilo began to confess. During interrogation, Chikatilo confessed to dozens of murders. Investigators were stunned. He described crimes in chilling detail, locations, victims, methods. In total, he admitted to 53 killings, making him one of the most notorious serial killers in history. In 1992, Chikatilo stood trial. The evidence against him was overwhelming. He was convicted and later executed in 1994. His crime shocked the Soviet Union and changed how authorities investigated serial killers forever. But the most chilling part of the story, for 12 years, he lived a normal life. A teacher, a neighbor, a man no one suspected. And yet, he was responsible for one of the darkest killing sprees in modern history. If you want to see more real true crime stories like this, subscribe and watch the next case.